We all have this picture in our minds, the Big Bang Bang, the absolute start, the moment everything just sort of
You're
appeared
right.
there.
The ultimate beginning point.
But here's a thought, and it apparently keeps actual cosmologists up at night, so maybe you've wondered too. What if that wasn't really the start? What if there was something before?
Ah, yes. That's the big one, isn't it? And that's exactly the cosmic puzzle we're going to try and unpack today.
Okay.
We're taking a deep dive into this possibility of a before, drawing heavily on the work of Dr. Brian Keating. He wrote a fascinating article called What Happened Before the Big Bang?
Right. We've got Dr. Keating's thoughts here. And it's really compelling stuff, tackling some of the biggest questions imaginable.
Absolutely.
So our mission for this deep dive really is to explore this whole idea of a pre-Big Bang time. What does current science even hint at? And maybe more excitingly, what could future discoveries tell us?
And hopefully do it without needing, a PhD in astrophysics to follow along.
Exactly. Let's keep it understandable.
So where do we start? Maybe with the standard view.
Yeah, let's start there. The common understanding, and Stephen Hawking explained this really well with an analogy.
Ah, the South Pole one.
That's the one. He basically said asking what happened before the Big Bang is like asking what's south of the South Pole.
Because there is no south of the South Pole.
Precisely. The idea is that time itself, as we experience it, began with the Big Bang. So the concept of before just doesn't compute in that model. It's nonsensical.
Okay, that's the established sort of know-before viewpoint, but Dr. Keating pushes back on this.
He does. He argues it's not only a sensible question, it's actually a scientifically fruitful one to ask. He believes modern cosmology actually gives us frameworks to start exploring it.
Frameworks. Okay, so ways to think about it scientifically.
Exactly, even if the answers are hard to find right now. And
Right.
cosmology, that's its job, right?
Right, the study of everything.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, Keating kind of jokes it's the study of everything. But maybe more formally, it's the science of the universe's origins, its structure, how it evolved, its ultimate fate.
And that naturally includes asking, could there have been something before what we call the Big Bang?
It has to, really, if you're being thorough.
Yeah.
Could that beginning have actually been more of a transition or just one event in a longer history?
It does kind of blow your mind a bit thinking about us. Humans.
Yeah.
Like, we're made of star stuff, right? Atoms forged in stars. Basically non-living matter that somehow evolved to sit here and ponder the universe's absolute beginning.
It's incredible. Keating uses the term sapient, those who know.
Yeah.
And it really hits home, doesn't it? The sheer improbability and wonder of consciousness arising and asking these questions.
Yeah, those who know.
I like that. And speaking of big thinkers, Keating has an interesting perspective on Hawking. Huge respect, obviously. Hawking was a giant.
Antonev.
And Keating shares this little story. Apparently, Hawking once mentioned he wrote A Brief History of Time, partly to help pay for his daughter's education.
Oh, wow. That's quite humanizing.
Isn't it? But Keating also makes a critical point about science itself. He suggests maybe because Hawking was so famous, some of his conclusions, especially in that incredibly popular book, didn't get challenged as much as they might have otherwise.
The authority effect.
Something like that. And Keating's point is that we always need to re-examine ideas, even from the greatest minds. That's how science moves forward.
That makes total sense. Question everything, even the giants. So, okay, if we do question the know-before idea, how are scientists actually trying to look for clues? Is it just theory, or is there more?
Oh, it's moving beyond just theory. This is where things get really exciting technology-wise. Keating points to the Simons Observatory.
Where is that? Somewhere remote, I assume.
Extremely remote. It's at the South Pole.
The actual South Pole. Wow.
Yeah. And it's not just any telescopes. It's this incredibly sensitive instrument designed specifically to look at the cosmic microwave background radiation, the CMB.
That's the afterglow from the Big Bang, right?
Exactly. The earliest light in the universe we can see. The Simons Observatory is trying to find really, really subtle patterns,
Yeah.
like tiny temperature variations or polarization patterns in that light.
And those patterns could tell us something about before.
That's the hope. The idea is that these faint patterns might be like fossils, imprints left by conditions or events that happened incredibly early, maybe even hinting at a pre-Big Bang state.
So, like listening for faint whispers within the Big Bang's echo.
That's a great way to put it, listening for whispers that might reveal what came before the shout.
So we're talking about potentially testing theories about a pre-Big Bang universe. That feels like we're really pushing the boundaries.
Absolutely on the frontier. And Keating mentions some of the main ideas floating around in theoretical cosmology that suggest the Big Bang wasn't necessarily the absolute start.
Okay, like what?
Well, one idea is that the Big Bang was more of a transition, like water turning into ice, a change of state for the universe from some prior condition we don't understand yet.
A phase change for the whole universe. Okay.
Another popular area is cyclical cosmology. Maybe the universe goes through cycles of expansion, then contraction, a big crunch leading to another Big Bang.
So our Big Bang is just one boom in an endless series of booms and crunches.
Potentially. That's the idea. And then there's the bounce concept, often tied to multiverse ideas. Maybe our universe bounced into existence from a prior contracting phase, or maybe it was even sparked by something happening in another universe within a larger multiverse.
Wow. Okay, transition, cycle, bounce. Those are some pretty big
They
concepts.
are. But the key thing, and Keating emphasizes this, is that these aren't just, philosophers dreaming things up. They're based on mathematical models.
Right.
And crucially, they might make specific testable predictions that instruments like the Simons Observatory could actually look for.
That's the leap, isn't it? From what if to how can we find out?
Precisely. It elevates it to potentially testable science.
And it connects back to something deeper too, doesn't it? Keating mentions the word cosmos.
Yeah, from Greek, meaning beautiful or orderly.
Right. It links the scientific search with this inherent sense of, like, awe and wonder at the universe.
Definitely. And studying all this, whether it's the immediate aftermath of the Big Bang or maybe even before it,
Yeah.
it helps us figure out our own place, as conscious beings in this immense, mysterious reality.
It's like that image Keating uses.
The Neanderthals.
Yeah, Neanderthals looking up at the stars, wondering where it all came from. That fundamental curiosity hasn't really changed, has it? It's still driving us.
It's core to being sapient, being those who know, or at least those who want to know.
So wrapping up this deep dive, thinking about a before the Big Bang really does make you pause. If it wasn't the absolute start, what does that even mean for our concept of time, of existence itself?
It throws everything up in the air a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it makes you think, what part of that idea, a universe before our universe, sparks your curiosity the most? Is it the cyclical idea, the transition, something else? And if you are intrigued and want to go deeper, Dr. Keating does invite people to check out his newsletter and his YouTube channel for more on these frontiers.
Good tip. And maybe a final thought for you to chew on until next time.
Cool.
If the Big Bang wasn't the start, then what was? Does the whole idea of one single ultimate origin even make sense anymore if there was a before?
Or is it beginnings all the way down?
Exactly. It makes you think about beginnings in general, cosmic ones, personal ones. What is it about starting points that grabs our imagination so much? Something to ponder.